And we're back with some more Dyson Sphere Program. Today we're going to start building our own first little small Dyson Sphere around this planet to power us. We've got a mall completed. I went around and finished it off in the background. The mods got updated, it's all good. It got a little bit wonky here, as you can see. What I started doing was stripping materials off the line that we stopped using and then adding in ones that we would, like we got rid of the electromagnets, put on the steel. A few little cutting on and off. I think I've learned a few things that would make me able to do it a little bit more efficiently and less messy the next time, but end of the day it seems to be working. Well, except for the fact that we're not producing enough of these electromagnetic turbines and super magnetic rings, the green and blue engines, whatever. We're not producing enough of those. So I think our first idea here is going to be to start mass producing motors on a more sustainable scale. How much power we got? Yeah, we got enough power to cover it. Down here you'll see all the things we're going to need. We're going to need some more gears, we're going to need more of this, more of this, more of this. Give us 1 second here while I throw something quick together. This may be a few too many gears for the amount of mines we have, but we're going to grow into all of this. We just want to get everything up and running to the point where we're generating power from a Dyson Sphere, and then once we get power from that, we can use that power to drastically expand. You know what, I think we'll stick in a second row of this. Why not? There we go. Way more gears than we're going to need. Well, at least for a while anyway. That should all filter back down in there. Next up we got to do, oh god, yeah, these things. Regular electric motors. We can just chuck a ton of them in here. I've realized I don't have to line up the towers perfectly, so we're going to have, say, this tower here, and then we're going to have a set of towers over here. It works out fine. Just so long as we manage the space correctly, we should be able to fit everything in where we need it. This setup is going to eat a ludicrous amount of iron. We're going to have to drastically increase the iron production, but that can wait. We just want to get motor production up and running so that our mall is completely finished. Then we can start on the Dyson. I just gotta finish up 2 more motor types. This should be a dawdle. Alright, I relented and decided to expand the smelter setup. So I just really wanted to point out why this blueprint tool is so handy by just doing this. Now, I want to make sure I line it up, because if I have to delete this and start again, it would be really uncomfortable. The deleting bit, not the we're actually playlisting it out again. I think that is just about perfect. And done. Of course, this will take a minute or so to do, but that's what we have the speed button for. That allows us to expand our production just massively. Oh, wow. It's already set this up also. Nope. Good. Yep, that's fine. Put in those ships, and then we can pop down here and finish this section off. The only downside is you have to have all the materials in your inventory when you make it, so I did have to go back and make sure I had enough inserters and transport belt to make this work. But as you can see, it's already started up and it's producing, and we haven't even got to the end of it yet. Oh god, that just makes life so much simpler. And done. We now have doubled our iron plate, and okay, our steel as well. That was kind of included in that. I basically copied that and just pasted it here. That was pretty awesome, actually. Just give me a minute. There's a few more things we have to do. That should hopefully take care of our electric-magnetic turbine problems, at least for a little while. Now all we got to do is install... Oh, where is it? We're going to have to go all the way down here, aren't we? Yeah, we'll stick in another one down here and we'll put in the final one, the big blue motors. Before we power up this build, there's just one thing I'd like to cover. I just noticed this with the mod. If you basically put that down there, and then you have the plus and minus symbols to increase the distance between buildings, it's memorized on a per building basis. So it's memorized it now for how I like my power poles, and my power poles are now spaced at exact distance every time I try and place a power pole. I like to line up the power poles with the green lines just for no particular reason, but there we go. Perfect. Alright, I think that should hopefully take us over the hump on getting our motor production done. With all of the upgrades we've done, our mall has now run at full capacity. We've actually caught up on just about everything, though I still think we're shy on one thing, and that would be those orbital collectors. Orbital collectors, though, should now be picking up speed, are they? Ah, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Once we've got a few more orbital collectors on board, that would be really handy. Oh, actually, oh no, they're already done. Perfect. Well, that means we need to go on to stage 2. Stage 2 is, well, building Dyson Sphere. We need power. We are so desperately short on power, it's crazy. Well, everything's not running at the moment, but the moment everything kicks on, that power meter is going to spike. So what we need to do is we want to produce these small carrier rockets. We need those to make the Dyson Sphere. And to make that, we just have to produce 2 more components that are 3 that are not currently already being produced. And that is deuterium fuel rods and these Dyson Sphere components. Also some solar cells. Just about everything else is already being created, so let's get together and put these on the bus. Or, well, get these made. Our planet is looking a little bit populated. Jesus. I've only done one hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, but Damn. Oh, and our solar has definitely increased to keep up with demand. All right, let me put together a quick couple of sections here. This shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. For fun today, we're going to do things backwards. We're going to start building these, but we're not going to have the subcomponents to go into them. And then when we're finished, then we'll just slowly go back to building all the components we're missing. We're not actually missing that many. Deuterium fuel rods, components, and sails, yeah, should be fairly straightforward. We've already got a blueprint ready to go here. We'll just chuck that in. That's a 3 to 1. Yeah, 3 in, 1 out. Yeah, we just need about 10 of these. So we'll use this to produce the rockets. Only component we're producing en masse at the moment is the quantum chips, but that's no problem. Over here we'll immediately start on some of the subcomponents. I'm thinking maybe solar sails to start. Deuterium was pretty easy. Like I said, we had everything already on the bus. We've got that created, titanium, the deuterium, and the supermagnetic rings. All of them are good to go. I even stuck in some warpers so that this the ships here can travel out and grab some deuterium from the gas giants that we've already harnessed. So I think that'll work out okay. Well, that's 2 down. What do we got left? Oh, we've already got processors done. That's deuterium gone. That just leaves solar sails. Okay, solar sails first, and then we'll do the... Oh, they look like spider mines to me from StarCraft. Yeah, I'm just going to call them spider mines. So we got the solar sails and the spider mine component things. Would you look at that beauty? Working away just perfectly. That should give us more than enough solar sails. We'll even have a few extra to throw into the Dyson Sphere. Realistically, though, I just want to get a small one up and running. This should support about 150 rockets per minute. And that should at least get us started and start giving us the power we're going to need to support a bigger base. So let's just cut forward a bit. Oh, we can get rid of that. All we need now is some components. What was it? Yeah, Dyson Sphere components. That should take a couple of minutes. With that actually up and running, I think we can now build our Dyson Sphere here. That would be excellent. We're going to add a new layer and we're going to make it a maximum size, of course. If you zoom in, you can see too close to a planet's orbit. So there's at least 1 planet inside the orbit, and yeah, there's 2. I think the first 2 planets are inside the orbit from what I've checked. We're going to build a maximum size here so we can take advantage of that. I've been advised that if you do build your Dyson Sphere and your planet is inside it, then your collectors or your solar collectors will have 100% uptime, and you don't even need to use any special crystals or anything like that to keep them that way. As long as they're inside the Dyson Sphere, it seems they've got 100% coverage all the time. But we'll have to put that to the test. First, though, we're going to have to figure out how many of these we're going to need. I mean, we don't have enough... how can I explain this? Our back capacity to produce all of this at 150 of these a minute, we probably don't have it. But, you know what? It's fine. We can backfill it as we go, as we get more power. How's our power looking at the moment? Oof, and that's before we even throw in the turrets. Let's get some cannons and start launching from up here. I think we'll squish them in here around the top of the map. This is going to be the start of our setup. I know it's a bit modest, but it is just a starter base. Over here we've got the rockets coming in, the small carrier rockets. We're actually using a transport belt. And then what we have is we have this belt here, and it just goes all the way around the top of the planet and all the way back around. It's just a continuous loop. That way, when we feed this in, it should start launching the rockets, and I'm hoping it sort of like goes in a wave, sort of one after the other. That's my preferred method anyway. Oh, and when it comes to designing the Dyson Sphere, nothing complicated. God, no. Not even a little bit complicated. In fact, this is the easiest way I could figure out how to stick one together without hurting my brain. What you do here is you just sort of go across here, 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 and then instead of right-clicking to deselect, you just go right back up to the corner. This allows me to build it as quickly as possible. I'm not aiming for anything nice and fancy. I'm not going to do any nice geometric shapes. This is all about functionality. Another thing I'd like to point out is I can't think of any reason why you would ever not build the maximum size Dyson Sphere. Now, I know you can build multiple Dyson Spheres. Oh, damn it. You can build multiple Dyson Spheres, as in you can sort of start a Dyson Sphere, finish it, and then make another Dyson Sphere inside that or over it, or, you can basically stack as many as you want in one system. But because these things, you have to actually research the hemispheres so that you can go up and up and up, it just seems like building the largest Dyson Sphere you possibly can means you only have to do it once. If planets are inside it, you get 100% uptime. I cannot see any scenario where I would decide to build a tiny Dyson Sphere unless, well, okay, you're new to the game and you don't know what the benefits. Just let me skip this forward a bit anyway. I'm going to finish this off and then we're going to get into launching some rockets. All right, we are all ready to rock. Let's hook this sucker up. I want to see how it launches. They should just slowly ripple out and around. Let's take a look from the top of the planet. Yep, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Nice. And then the last one, I'm just trying to see when they sync up. Okay, so we should have at least 2 or 3 rockets launching simultaneously. Perfect. Okay then. Well, that at least gets us started on enough power to keep us going for a while. Also, I'm definitely going to need to refill the antimatter. Actually, no, Jesus, that antimatter lasts forever, doesn't it? Okay then, let's skip this forward a bit and see how much rockets we can get. So one of the bottlenecks we encountered in this was processors. Processors were linked to the blue circuits, and the blue circuits were linked back to silicon. We didn't have enough. So we did a quick jaunt over to... Oh god, the system started to look messy. We did this quick jaunt over to Forge System 3, and they have tons of, actually 64 million silicon there. So we chucked down a few mines, put down some solar and a few of the solar collectors so that they could, have power. Then we built an entire second smelting column that's only dedicated to building silicon, because we can afford it now. Our power is actually going up and up and up. We're up to 1.46 gigs. And this is going to be the joy here. As this gets bigger and we bring in more power, we can just casually expand our production as much as we like. In fact, oh, actually, you can go... 1 second. We're going to chuck down some more blue processors because we need more blue processors. And because of how much power we have, we can just do something a bit like that, maybe? Yeah, we'll chuck you in there. There's fine. And the wonderful thing is it keeps all the settings when you copy it. So the moment that comes up, it's going to start requesting, all the necessary resources to keep it going. Just got to remember to come in here and turn that up. I don't want them wasting power on random stuff. They should be going to collect 100 at a time. And there pours in the resources. Jesus Christ. This is wonderful because we can scale up so fast now. We just need to keep up with power production, and our mall is definitely going to keep up with production. That means we can just keep chucking things on. If there's not enough of these, we'll just chuck another one down here and we'll just keep going until we've got enough blue circuits. Let's find the next bottleneck on this sucker. After going and grabbing some food, we've come back to, well, much lower than expected production. Well, okay, maybe not much lower than expected. I was kind of expecting a bottleneck to show up. There was one I missed. It was the, where is it? It's these suckers here. The frame material. We actually ran short of the frame material. We definitely fixed the processor bottleneck. Frame material was the next one to crop up. So what we'll do is we'll just stick another one down here. And this is sort of this is like the power once we've got to this stage. We can literally just show down whatever we want because we can produce them in enormous quantities. We'll stick you right about there. Oh, come on, what are you colliding with? Well, that's embarrassing. Let me go remove that power pole out of the way. And frame material production is a go. I think that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next while, is just ironing out kinks and figuring out where supply bottlenecks are. Now, you could have planned this out in advance, but that was, well, the problem there was we just didn't have the power to do that. Now we're kind of getting there. 2.06 gigawatts. Actually, let me check something over here. I kind of put in a field of these to help us out. And they're all maxed out. None of them seem to be resetting. I think because we're inside the Dyson Sphere, it's allowing us to do that. You know what, let's get up into orbit and have a quick look. Never mind. Looking at the system here, we're not actually inside the Dyson Sphere radius. The first planet is, but the second one isn't. I thought we detected 2 planets when we tried to build the Dyson Sphere. Weird, maybe it was I get it now. I think it was intercepting with the first Dyson Sphere. As in, if you go over to these Dyson Sphere here, there's already a layer 1. That might explain it. It was going to intersect with that Dyson Sphere. So it wasn't both planets, it was just one planet. So the inner planet, which is the next one we're going to be building on, should have continuous power from that no matter what. After an awful lot of backfilling stuff, it kind of got a little bit out of control. For example, the problem we had here was we weren't getting the frame material. So for the frame material, what we really needed was these carbon nanotubes. Or was it? Yes, these things, carbon nanotubes. Now, we had a bunch coming in from spindle forms, but we needed more, so we actually had to make carbon nanotubes out of titanium and graphene. But of course, that stifled our titanium production, so we had to bulk up titanium production and the titanium mining to go with it. At the same time, that also stifled our graphene, so we had to bulk up our graphene production. But it's okay, we had plenty of sulfuric acid on hand, but that did mean we had to bulk up our energetic graphite as well. So we had to bulk up the production for that. Oh, and it also stifled our steel... Where is it? Titanium alloy. It also stifled our titanium alloy, which we had to bulk up as well. Just building all across the board. The planet is... You know what? Let's just have a quick look at the planet from above. You'll see that's just the mall and then all the stuff that went with it. There's this web of just ships constantly flying back and forth. That kind of got out of hand quickly, and we've only just started. Dear Lord. But on the bright side, the Dyson Sphere actually, how's the Dyson Sphere coming along? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that tells me nothing. It's green. Simple thing we can do is we can pop over to these suckers over here, and you can check to see how many is left. Total structure points, 31,209 out of 38,400. Alright, so we're almost there on that. Well, not really. We're going to have to keep building it up. But I think we're going to cut that out there for today. We got more than enough done, I think. Power-wise, we're actually doing well, though I do have to start... I'm going to have to switch these over to photon generation, and we're going to have to start getting into... yes, artificial suns. So we're going to start using the artificial sun because it just produces more power and it's more compact. These were handy for the time being, these ray receivers. They're useful for generating a little bit of power, but for massive power, you really need to get those artificial suns up and running. Cost resources, but considering our planetary system, I think we're fine. Anyway, I'll cut that out here. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck.